Hello and thank you for joining us at Easy Cooking. Today we're going to make the easiest dessert in the world. My mom used to make it when I was young, almost every week, and I used to love it growing up. It's been a while since I've made it. It's been actually a few years since I've made this dessert, and hopefully I won't mess it up too much. It's going to be a warm-up for me as I make it. Hopefully it will come out all right. Today we're making meringues. Some of you may know a method or two to make them. I'm gonna do the simplest method ever. Just whisk my eggs in the bowl, add the sugar, and a couple of other things, and then we're gonna go ahead and bake it. Before we get started with everything, we're gonna turn our oven on 200 degrees and let it preheat while we're making everything else. So let's get going with this. While the oven is warming up, we're going to mix everything. First, let's see what ingredients we need. Egg whites, powdered sugar, vanilla, lemon juice. Now that we know what we need, we can get started. Now is the fun part. Again, this is the simplest, the easiest dessert in the world that you can make, and you can woo your guests with it, and you can actually make a lot of different things with it. I'm just gonna make it simple today, make some regular vanilla meringues. Half of it I may make with some cinnamon because I like it, and we'll see how it all comes out. First and foremost, start with a squeaky clean bowl. Even if you get your bowl out of your clean drawer, wipe it with a dry cloth or a dry paper towel. You don't want anything in the bowl that will prevent your eggs from rising and turning into foam. So this is the bowl. I wiped it before I started. I'm gonna put my egg whites in there, and we're gonna get started with a whisk on my mixer. We're gonna beat until it turns into cloud. At this point of time, we're good to start adding the other ingredients. We want it foamy like this. We have our foam consistency at this point of time. Before we continue, by the way, I forgot to say, make sure to leave your egg whites sit in a room temperature for at least 10 to 20 minutes. Bring them to that room temperature. They do foam up a lot better when they're not cold out of the fridge. At this point, we're gonna add our lemon juice in there. The lemon juice is only to stabilize your meringues and keep them from crystallizing, keep them from keep their shape and form. The vanilla is simply for flavor. We're gonna go ahead and beat that a little bit. And now we can start adding our powdered sugar. Make sure you're adding it just a little bit at a time. Don't just pour it all at once. You want to slowly add it as you're whisking your egg whites, and then we'll keep whisking. I'll show you at the end what you need to get as far as consistency, and hopefully we'll get good meringues today. And now we're done. You know you're done, and you know that your meringue mixture is ready when you get this consistency. Basically, you're able to scoop up some of the mixture and it stays on your whisk. and it's nice and thick. So we're gonna get our whisk out of here. Made quite a mess. I actually had to dust myself off a little bit, but that happens. I'm gonna have quite a mess to clean up after myself today. So this is what we get. It's nice, it's thick, it stays. At this point, we need a cookie sheet with some parchment paper and your baking bag with the attachment on it. I'm using just a jar for support to be able to fill up the baking bag a little better. And again, I'm gonna make half of mine just vanilla today. And I'm gonna make the other half with a little bit of cinnamon to give it a little different flavor. This is the easiest dessert. There's not much you can do to mess it up besides getting a dirty bowl or something and not being able to fluff up your eggs the way they should fluff up. I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. Then I'm gonna refill my bag, but after I put a little bit of cinnamon. And we're gonna go ahead and squeeze those meringues onto the baking sheet, basically. It's been a while since I've used one of those bags, so hopefully I'll do all right. Don't mind my shape much. I'm gonna try to do my best as far as the shape goes. They may not look like much because I'm not the baker, to be honest. I'm gonna try my best, but they may not be the prettiest. What's important is that they're gonna have the flavor. As you can see, my first one wasn't quite as pretty, but the rest ones are hopefully gonna be nicer than that. Again, not the prettiest thing, but I'm happy with it. I don't have to impress anybody today, so we're only gonna worry about getting the flavor. I clean myself off a little bit. Let's push this to the side. We're gonna put a little bit of cinnamon in here. I already have my cinnamon prepared. We're gonna shake some. I'm not gonna measure. Don't go too crazy because cinnamon is strong. You don't want to make them too cinnamony. You're gonna fold a little. Folding means you're just gonna get in your spatula and you're folding it a little. And then we're gonna go ahead and fill up our bag one more time. We're gonna get this nice cream in there. By the time we're done with this, our oven should be at 200 degrees, preheated. You have to work quickly with this as it will get soft as it sits. So you definitely want to make sure to get them on the pan as fast as you can. This is basically whipped cream, by the way, for those of you who haven't really done this much. Okay, let's get the rest of those meringues squeezed in here. This is not sanitary, but again, I'm just making it for my kids and my wife and myself. There are two ways of making meringues. One is over water bath, make sure they're heated. One is, I'm gonna squeeze a couple here in between some of those. One is the way I did it, which is easier. If you're gonna bake meringues, you basically wanna make sure that do the easy one, don't need the water bath necessarily. And if you're just gonna make whipped cream, I would suggest the water bath. It heats your eggs to 110 degrees. You don't have to worry about it. I'm using homegrown eggs from our farm, so I don't need to worry about the eggs being bad or anything. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna put it in the oven. And we're gonna bake for 1 hour, no more than 1 hour. And after that, we're gonna stop the oven, let them sit for an hour. We wanna make sure the moisture gets evaporated out of them. You don't want moist meringues, you want them to dry, get that nice outer layer of crust while retaining their softness inside. So put my timer on 1 hour. I'm gonna turn the oven off once the timer goes off. And then of course, we're gonna let them sit for another hour or two, and we'll try them out after that. So see you in a few. Our timer just went off. We're just gonna peek at them. Look at those gorgeous cookies. Those are amazingly looking. We're gonna let them sit in there. I'm gonna close the door. We're gonna let them sit in there for another hour to let them dry up very good. The longer they sit, the better. So if you have more than an hour, that's okay. Wait. So we got their cookies done. We waited for an hour while they sat in the oven after we turned the oven off. And then we took them out of the oven, let them sit for another 30 minutes to an hour to cool off and get their little harder shell. And once they cool off, really, they just lift off the parchment paper. They're not glued or stuck to it or anything. This is what we have. I didn't really work too hard on shaping them and making them fancy. I just made them for us tonight, just to get the recipe. Some of them have the cinnamon, some of them are just vanilla. I always put vanilla, it gives it a little nicer flavor. Without the vanilla, it's just plain sugar flavor. So we like it with vanilla. So if you like the recipe, let me know. Or if you needs improvement, let me know in comments. I'll be happy to know what you think of it. And now let's see what we got. I'll try one with cinnamon first.
Can I have one?
Sure, babe. I have first one.
Oh, that one.
I got the first one.
Oh, that one.
Which one? This one? That one's vanilla. Mmm. They're really good.
Mmm.
So the outside is very nice, slightly crunchy. The inside is a little softer. They're so perfect.
That one with some cinnamon on it.
They're really good.
So
anyway,
Lily?
I can probably eat that whole
So
tray.
I can have one with
This one is with cinnamon, babe. Okay, I guess Lily and I are gonna finish the whole tray tonight. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. I'm always happy to hear from our viewers. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll hopefully see you next time. Enjoy your night.
I like the cinnamon one's better.
Cinnamon one is better. Awesome, Lily. I'm gonna have another cinnamon
What's it
one.
taste like, you think?
Ginger.
Ginger.
Mmm. This is good. Let's share with Mama.